Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys another update for Cash 3 Tennessee. Today, I want to share with you how another way to look at the 317 rundown. Okay, I see some really nice patterns, especially using key digit numbers. When I talk about key digit numbers, I look for numbers that keep repeating, that have certain patterns, and every state has their own little twist. But I like to look at zeros and fives and twos and sevens. So I want to take you there and kind of show you where you may want to pay closer attention, because they don't happen every draw and they may not happen every day. So you have to keep track. So let's start with the first example. July 15th in Tennessee, there was a hit of 288. Okay. So again, we're putting it into that 317 rundown. Now, maybe you're new, you don't know how to put one of the rundowns together. They're very simple. You're going to lock in your last hit, and then you're going to add each of these numbers down the columns. So for the first column, I would add 3 all the way down. Okay, so 3 plus 2 is 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. Now, when you get to your 2-digit numbers, only use your ones, place your 1. Okay, 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Just use your 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. And 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12. Just use your 2. You know that you did it right. The number you start with will be the number that you end with. Then you would add 1 all the way down the second column, 7 all the way down the third column. Okay, so once you have everything locked in, I want you to make sure you pay careful attention to your right side. Okay, especially with hits that have a 2 or 7, just something I'm picking up. Okay, they may not always do that, but pay attention. So on your right side, I have an 8-8 double. I have its mirror 3-3. And I know some of you are like, what? Mirror numbers. Make sure you know what they are. Okay, mirror numbers. When we say mirror numbers, look at 8-8 and 3-3. They're actually the same number. They're just opposite of each other. Okay, so when we're saying mirror numbers, we're saying a 0 could be a 5, or 5 could be 0. Okay, 1 could be a 6, 6 could be a 1, 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2, 3 can be an 8, 8 can be a 3, 4 can be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. That's what we mean by that. Okay, those are your mirrors. All right, so here comes the fun part. I noticed under the doubles, okay, sometimes there'll be mirrors here, but under this 3-3, there was a 0-5 key number. Okay, whenever you guys see your 0 and 5s and your 2s and 7s, you may want to pay attention to them. Okay, those could be key numbers letting you know what hot pairs could be coming up either the next draw or the next day. You heard me, the next draw or the next day. So pay attention. Now look how this slants. Okay, you have the 0-5. Now under it are 2 numbers. You have a 7 and a 6. Okay, that 7 and 6 is a hot pair. Okay, that's a hot pair right there. Now, another thing I've noticed, anything under those key digits, whatever hot pair, you may want to pair up a third number right around it. However, I noticed for Tennessee, sometimes the number will go straight down. So what do we have here? We have a 769. Okay, 769. If you're reading it from the 8-8, which you could do, okay, you can always read it from, it would be 412 or 214. That could be another option, 214. I always like to use both. That's why I'm teaching you about your mirror numbers, because they may want to move those numbers, right? Well, anyways, if you held on to maybe the numbers 769, something going straight, or it could have been even another digit touching. It doesn't always have to be connected like that. I'll show you one shortly. Well, 967 actually hit the next day. I believe that's your morning game, 967 for Cash 3 Tennessee. Isn't that cool? I love getting focused on key digits. Why? Because sometimes those key digits can really lock us into some hot pairs. And then a lot of times the third number could be literally right around it. But sometimes your state may have it where it's kind of patterned. So if it is, pay attention to it. Okay? Okay. All right. So anyway, it happened again. So I want you to pay attention. Now this time, the key digits can be 0, 5. Sometimes your 2s and 7s. Well, pay attention to this 967. All right, that hit that morning. Now look on your right side. You're going to see some mirrors. 0, 5. That's another key. Your key digits again. This time they're just running across. But what's more important are the key digits that are diagonal. Look at that 2, 2. Like I told you, some states use a mixture. Tennessee is one of them. So I'm looking at these hot keys right here, this 2, 2. And I notice a hot 9, 3 pair. That's our hot pair, okay? If you're looking at the 7, 7, you might say an 8, 4 pair could be hot, okay? Now, one thing I do notice, and it depends, like I said, they like to use maybe the lower portion, but be careful because they start switching things up a little bit. You'll see that in a second. So again, I'm looking at this 9, 3. So if I went with the pattern straight down, 9, 3, 3 could be something, right? All right. 4, 8, 8 could be something. Or any of the other digits touching that 9, 3. You could have went 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 4, 9, 3, 0, for instance. So pay attention, or even 9, 3, 7. All right. Anything that kind of touches around, those could be hot digits. So you have to study because they don't always just go straight down. All right, well, let's say you were just looking at the 9, 3, 3 and the 4, 8, 8. Well, that 3, 9, 3 played that evening. So it actually played the same day, July 16th evening game, 3, 9, 3. Look at that, 3, 9, 3, straight down. You're seeing the patterns, right? Okay. So I'm going to take you to something and then I'm going to bring you back. So let's go to July 17th. There was a hit of 206. Okay. Now here, I noticed the key digits. I saw the 5, 0. Again, anything kind of like on the right side are hot pairs. And I noticed this 5, 0 came right under that 9, 9. Okay. So 1 and 6 would be your hot pairs. Okay, so notice they have 6, 1, 8. Okay, 6, 1, 8. And then you could have marked any of the other numbers. But pay attention to this 3. Okay, especially because there's a mirror of this 8. Remember I told you make sure you know your mirrors. So 6, 1, 8, maybe 6, 1, 3 could have been hot. Okay, you might have wanted to do 6, 1, 2. Okay, so pay close attention to those other digits. Well, if you did, that evening game, they played 1, 3, 6. They mirrored right off. 6, 1, 8 is also the mirror of 6, 1, 3. They mirrored it. So the pattern was still running down, which is cool. They just used the mirrored number of that. Isn't that nice? Very nice. Now, I want to bring you back because sometimes they don't always go straight down. This is why I was suggesting other numbers sometimes. So let's go back to July 17th, the morning game, 052 hit. Okay. Now you're going to see on the right side, again, we're using the right side. Sometimes they're mirrors, sometimes they're doubles. This happened to be a 3, 8. The most important thing is there's a key digit of 5, 5. So you're either looking for 5s or 2s that are slanted on the right side. Okay. That's kind of like your giveaway. Well, that would mean that your 6, 2, okay, or even, watch this, your 6, 2 or your 1, 7 could have been hot. One of those, right? So, but we'll stick with the 6, 2. Like I said, sometimes they like to kind of stay towards the bottom. That's something for you to think about, okay? So we have your 6, 2. Now, or 2, 6. See, I would have went 2, 6, 6, okay, 2, 6, 6. 2, 6, 7 could be something. 2, 6, 9. Okay. 2, 6, 3. And like I said, 2, 6, 0. Pay attention to that. Why? Because 2, 0, 6 hit the next draw. So I hope you understand why it's so important to look for key digits, because those key digits can have some hot pairs. Those hot pairs usually touch the third number. Sometimes they're straight down for Tennessee, and sometimes they can make a little move like it did. So it didn't go 266, it went 260. So pay attention to that. All right, well, Tennessee, I hope this is helpful. Let me know how you're doing with this in the comments, and we'll see you guys on the next video.